Hello and welcome to my week 1 match for the Pokemon Draft Dynasty, a Pokemon Draft League set in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that has some very tough competition, and my week 1 match this week is up against Padelle and the Glasgow Gliscorers, and this is going to be a very difficult match. Now, my team for the past few years has been the Birmingham Spritzy, a team based on the city that I live and the football team in real life that I support. I even went and did some filming there recently. But I've realised that as I've grown up, I wasn't actually born in Birmingham. And I didn't really grow up in Birmingham. No, I grew up in a little city on the outskirts of Birmingham called Solihull. A place where I went to school. I went to college. I would hang out with most of my friends there. It would be the go-to location where I would go and meet up with my friends. Most of my happiest memories are in Solihull. And as such, I thought it was time that I gave something back to the city and the town that gave me so much growing up. And so it's time to say goodbye to the Birmingham Spritzy. You've done me well. You've become an iconic part of Draft League history. But it's time to move in the new. And welcome the Solihull Skarmours. I hope you'll be with me on this journey. If you want to skip the team builder, feel free to use the timestamps on screen to go straight through to the battle. But without further ado, let's take a closer look at what we're going to be bringing this week. Now, as we can see, my opponent's team has a multitude of crazy threats that do a lot of work against me. There is an Enamorus, which looks like it could be a very good late game cleaner with a Choice Scarf. I haven't really got many answers to it, my best option being my Uxie. There is a Arcanine Hisui, which, if it's running the Choice Band, will 2-hit KO my entire team, no questions asked. And there is a Hariyama there, which looks like it's going to take some hits from me and absolutely blast me back with its coverage and its stab. So this is going to be a very tough week. I've decided to try and isolate my opponent's threats and bring the best answers I have to them. Now, the biggest threat I isolated, obviously because of the 2-hit KO threat and its ability to rip holes through my team to allow Enamorus to clean late, is Arcanine Hisui. If that thing runs the Choice Band, as I mentioned, it will 2-hit KO my entire team. So I have had to bring a 3-pronged approach response to it. The first step of that response is going to be a physically defensive Alomomola with Rocky Helmet. It's going fully physically defensive with Baton Pass, Wish Protect and Liquidation. This will be stage 1 of the plan. No matter what Arcanine is going to go for, I have to immediately go into Alomomola. Alomomola will take the hit. If it's a head smash, it will do insane damage, but I will get a little bit of Rocky Helmet chip off on it, and I'll be able to judge what kind of set it is based off of that alone. If it is head smash, I then go out into part 2 of the plan, which is either this physically defensive Iron Hands set that I'm bringing with Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Drain Punch and Earthquake, or I go out into my Iron Treads, which is booster energy with 4 attacks. Now, this plan isn't foolproof. If my responses get chipped down, this Arcanine will claim KOs, but if I'm able to keep my offensive pressure very well throughout the game, then I will be able to deal with it and get some big chip off on it for my own responses to clean up late on. If I allow this Arcanine to go too crazy and punch too many holes through my team, then I am in a lot of trouble. So if I can make responses that I allow it to chip through, so if I allow it to break through my Alomomola, or I allow it to take a big hit onto my Iron Hands, then that means the things that Enamorus can't deal with will be able to stay healthy for later, namely my Uxie. The game is basically over for me if I allow Uxie to take a hit from Arcanine. If that happens, I am in serious trouble. So hopefully this plan will allow me to kind of lightning rod the Arcanine's damage onto threats that I feel it's okay to take damage on. I hope that makes sense. Now, I'd like to quickly just move back over to Iron Hands. Iron Hands has got the Assault Vest item, and the reason it's got the Assault Vest with 96 special defense is because with this investment and this item, it's able to take 1 Moonblast from Enamorus. Enamorus is the other big threat on this team that I have had to dedicate a lot of my resources to trying to deal with. If I'm able to take a hit from an Amorous with a decent amount of health, I'm able to one-shot it back with Thunder Punch, and then that threat is gone and I don't have to worry about it as much. I've had to dedicate 4 of my team slots just to be able to get tight matchups against 2 offensive threats, and that shows how well my opponent has drafted their team. If I'm able to do anything and stop those 2 Pokemon, I will feel a lot more confident about this matchup. But speaking of the Enamorous, I do have to dedicate 1 more slot to it, and that is going to be a Uxie. Uxie with specially defensive investment, leftovers, Thunder Wave, Nasty Plot, Draining Kiss, and Thunderbolt. The reason this is here is for one reason only. It is here to take hits from Enamorous and try to Thunder Wave it. This Uxie is basically an Enamorous's worst nightmare. It switches into Enamorous, it Thunder Waves it. If Enamorous starts setting up Calm Minds, I Nasty Plot and 1v1 it with Thunderbolt. And even if it does Calm Mind and break through Uxie, this Enamorous will be Thunder Waved and will be ripe pickings for the rest of my team to completely just pick it off. I've had to dedicate 4 of my team slots to 2 of my opponent's Pokemon, and while that is a less than ideal situation, it has left me 2 slots for 2 of my own incredible offensive Pokemon. And moving on to those 2 offensive threats, the first of which is going to be my Cinderace, which is going to be heavy duty boots for attacks this week. I've got enough speed in it to outspeed everything except for the Noivern with 72 HP investment, max attack and 184 speed. We've got Pyro Ball, High Jump Kick, Gunk Shot and U-Turn because they hit everything on my opponent's team for neutral damage at the very, very least. If the Noivern goes down, and if I'm able to get rid of any potential choice Scarfers and chip my opponent's team down, Cinderace is basically an automatic win button. It will pick off my opponent's team from a surprisingly high amount of health because of its stabs with Libero, and it's just going to be a very, very good Pokemon. The best thing about it though is that it could form a very, very potent U-Turn Volt Switch core with my other offensive Pokemon this week, which is going to be Choice Specs Terra Fairy Jolteon with 200 speed, so that it outspeeds Noivern by 1 point, max special attack and 56 HP. We've got Terra Blast Fairy, we've got Shadow Ball, we've got Volt Switch, and we've got Thunderbolt. If my opponent does not bring Palossand or has a ground Terra on something else, then we are in an amazing position with this Pokemon. It can Volt Switch around and just do massive damage. Terra Fairy Terra Blast looks like it's going to go absolutely crazy. It will allow me to hit everything for massive damage except for the Slowbro, but Slowbro is probably not going to be switching in on this thing anyway because it does not want to take a Choice Specs Thunderbolt. This Jolteon is the absolute biggest offensive threat to my opponent's team on this team, and it's going to go absolutely crazy. The Terra Fairy will also allow me to deal with any potential Palossand shenanigans that might go on. Palossand would normally one-shot my Jolteon with Earth Power, but if I'm Terra Fairy, I can basically use it to bait out any potential Terra. I've got Shadow Ball just in case the Terra is something else this week, because it will hit Palossand for massive damage, and it's just going to go crazy. This Jolteon looks like it could clean up from a very, very high amount of health, and it remains a massive threat to my opponent's team. So yes, if we're able to get the job done with our defensive 4, then we will go absolutely crazy with Jolteon and Cinderace this week. But yes, that is my Week 1 team versus Padelle and the Glasgow Gliscorers. So, without further ado, let's go into the game and see what happened this week when we took on the first week of the PDD. Okay, and here we are in the battle. Scary times. Scary, scary times indeed. First things first, I am very sick at the moment. You can probably hear by my voice, it's gone a bunch of octaves deeper than it usually is. But yes, we are here. We're going to try and start off on the right foot. Now, we're going to do the thing. Can I get to my music in time? AI Professor? Yes, there we go. I adore this music. Best music in the game. I was doing a Trainer Lounge podcast the other day with Flobberdosh, and we had a guest on called Twisty, and we were talking about our favourite music, and AI Professor consistently came up. So yes, here we are. We are in, and all of the threats I thought were going to be coming have come. Let's give them a good look, have fun. And we have a Enamorous, Arcanine, Hisui, Noivern, Slowbro, Hariyama, and Palossand.
Palisand's probably here to switch into Haymaker. Ooh, okay. So, I'm very glad to see the Arcanine Hisui in a way. There's going to be a Terra Palisand as well, so that's scary. Yeah, I'm very happy to see the Arcanine Hisui in some ways and not in others, because now that it's here, like, I know what my plan is. Every time it's in, I go once into Amoros over here, the Alomomola, and then we go immediately hard out into Haymaker or Greaves. So, what do I lead with though? Problem is, it's probably going to be a Noivern lead, and it would be cool to just lead Jolteon and be able to just hit something, because Jolteon basically dicks on everything that's there, except for the Palisand, which hit 2 shots, but I could become Terra Fairy and 2-shot that thing anyway. It's got no Dark Resist, so Shadow Ball looks pretty free. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to lead Cinderace, just because Cinderace is obviously like a staple lead. If I see a Namorous, I'm clicking Gunk Shot. If I see Slowbro, I'm clicking U-Turn. I think Cinderace is a pretty free lead here, especially with Libero. But yes, good luck, have fun, Padelle, and let's hope our week 1 gets off to a good start, shall we? Normally, I don't do this, but I've had to drink energy drink today. Monster Ripper, not sponsored. Yes, I'm feeling very down, very ill. Not down, just ill. And this makes me feel better. So, LeMay! LeMayo. And Cinderace is here. Okay. So, it's got Frisk. This thing could just drop a Draco on me. If it does, I have 1 switch in and 1 switch in only, and that's Luxie. But I don't want to just be U-turned out on. I'm pretty sure a Draco kills me from where I'm at, so I'm going to calc that quickly, depending on which set it is, because I've got a little bit of HP. So if I go for a Noivern Specs, Draco without Specs, with max Timid special attack, does 68 to 81. With Choice Specs, it does 103 minimum. So this is Specs. I just die immediately. I don't want to die immediately, so we're going out into Luxie. You can come and take a look-see. We're taking hits like a Uxie. Don't believe me? You can come and take a look-see. Probably going to click U-turn on me here. Yep. Couldn't risk it. Couldn't risk it. The last thing I wanted right there was to get smacked with a Draco on my Cinderace. I still don't have any information about that thing, so all I know is that it has U-turn. That did a sizable chunk, however. Probably just timid. Probably timid damage. So the U-turn did about 56 damage. So it's dropped me from 354 to 290 something. So it looks, yes, just timid damage. So it's not some kind of mad set. Okay. So this is where the plan comes in. I have 2 options here. But my game plan when this thing is in is always to go hard out into Alomomola. If he catches me with a Power Herb Solar Beam, fair play. Or if he catches me with a Wild Charge, fine. But I get to see this thing's damage now. Is this banded? It's banded. Okay. So you take the Rocky Helmet chip. So now it's done that, I can go hard out into Haymaker. That is the game plan. Every time that thing's always reading me like a book, bro. LeMay. Oh. You're frisking my Rocky Helmet. He knows what my item is, bro. Right. So. Yep, Haymaker. It's probably going to click U-turn on me. It doesn't have anything that it can hit me with outside of U-turn. And the switch, if it does go for U-turn, is probably into Slowbro. So I'm going to click Thunder Punch. No, I'm going to click Earthquake on this thing. Oh, do I want to try and catch it? I don't think it wants to... I'm playing safe at the moment. The but that's costing me a little bit. I'm going to Ice Punch just in case he wants to try and Draco me. It's taunting me. Okay. Well, you've just given me this thing then. Unless it's Yachi. Bang! Okay. So, we know this thing's Yachi. So now I know Cinderace can take a hit from it. Now we're going to go for Earthquake, because he's probably going to click U-turn on me. If it wants to drop the Draco, then cool. But I'm going to try and predict your switch in. If you give me this, I think it's a bit silly, considering it outspeeds the majority of my team. Yep, you're going to U-turn on me. Oh, big damage right there. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, alright. Slowbro incoming. Or Enamorous. You're not going to go Enamorous. You're not going to go Enamorous. Slowbro come in. I think Slowbro is probably your Sankator. That's Palisand. Okay. I'm going to Earthquake this thing. It's going to do a considerable chunk. It's going to try and burn me. I don't really have a way of taking this out consistently. It's probably got Shadow Ball, spam on me. Do I want to trade damage on this Palisand? Because this is one of his Terra Captains, and it's probably going to do some funny Terra shenanigans right here. I can't switch into an Earthquake besides Uxie, and I don't really want to take a burn on Uxie, because I kind of need health on that thing. So, my option really is, do I try and get more damage on this thing as it goes for like, I don't know, it becomes a Ghost type. I don't think it becomes Terra Ground. I don't really want chip on this thing, so I am thinking maybe I pivot around with Alomomola. No, I've got to go Uxie. I've got to go Uxie and set up, I think. Just because I really don't want to be taking an Earth Power from this thing. It's not going to Terra, it's going to get up Stealth Rocks. Cool. That's fine, I think. Still haven't seen an item on this thing, so I am going to set up my Nasty Plot right now. See what this thing wants to do. I am fully specially defensive. LeMay. Oh. Just going to frisk my lefties as we set up the Nasty Plot. Right. Now I'm gonna click Draining Kiss right here. Gonna click the Draining Kiss. He's probably gonna try and taunt me. I haven't got speed on this thing. It might just opt to try and hit me with something. And if it does, it might just go for taunt right now. I think his play might just be the U-turn. Or try and, like, sack this thing to get a bit of damage off on me. At this point, I just need to try and weaken his team enough to the point where I can get a sweep of Jolteon. That's the game plan. To get a U-turn. Okay. Big damage right there. Probably going out into the Arcanine. Maybe the Slowbro comes out here. Maybe the Slowbro comes out. Friggin' love the AI Professor music. Oh, this is a tense game. Very scrappy. Very back and forth in this early game stages. Mori House. That's the Arcanine. Oh, good call. Good call, my friend. Big damage right there. But hey, every little bit of chip helps. I know that this thing's banded. And I know it's probably going to click Head Smash. But my idea is I need to try and chip this thing down. Brought this thing in. I brought this thing specifically so that I could try and chip down this Arcanine, because I don't want to catch a Flare Blitz when I should be catching a Head Smash. Really don't want damage taken on this thing. Question is, I've done it once. Can I really risk doing it again? I think I might just go hard Haymaker this time. Yeah, we'll go hard Haymaker. And hope that it's Head Smash. Hope that it's Head Smash. If it's Flare Blitz, fair play. Good prediction. Head Smash, cool, okay. Damage. Massive damage right there. And I'm gonna go for Ice Punch. I'm gonna go for Ice Punch, predicting the Palisand to switch in here. Because I don't want it draining, I don't want it switching in on my Drain Punch. If I can get rid of that Palisand, I'll feel a lot better about bringing Jolteon in. It might go Slowbro though. Oh, this is a tough one. Okay. So your team. Your best switch in probably is Slowbro right here. But Earthquake is probably safest, because then I can Ice Punch afterwards. If you do go Palisand, I think Earthquake's probably safest, just in case it does go Slowbro this time. LeMay. That's a Noivern. Ooh. I should have Ice Punched. Damn it. That's very annoying. Right, I'm Thunder Punching. Flamethrower. Big damage right there. This thing's gone. Cinderace now comes in and wreaks havoc. So that's our first kill down. That's our first kill. And has traded damage on a few things here, which is really good. He wanted that chip on me. He knows I'm a Assault Vest. And now Cinderace outspeeds his entire team. If Enamorus comes out, I immediately click the Thunder Punch. If Slowbro comes out, I get damage on it with Earthquake. Because then I can go Jolt afterwards and start clicking Choice Spec Shadow Ball. Oh, I'm literally talking through my plan in my head, just so I know what I'm doing. Mori House. That's this thing. Question is right now. Question is, I have this Alomomola. And this Alomomola is basically Death Fodder against everything else on this team. It can kind of do things against Hariyama. It can take hits against Hariyama. Do I just stay in and let hands go down to a Flare Blitz here? Because if this thing tries to Head Smash, predicting my switch... No, I think more chip on this is probably better in the long run. And if it is going to go for Flare Blitz here, then that's better for me in the long run. Because then I can just let him have a sack and get massive chip off. Flare Blitz will hurt, but... yeah, okay. I called that one correct. Because that does F-Orb, and you take some chip. Do I Wish here? Or do I just click? I think I click Baton Pass. That'll get me some switch initiative. And now that Noivern's down, Cinderace hits like a monster. Cool. Nice. Gortwog. This is such a good game. I'm really enjoying this one so far. Donk. Nice. Who wants to come in then? Do we go the treads or do we go the hands?
Oh my god, catch these hands, bro!
I think getting chip on this thing is probably more important right now, because I don't know what this Slowbro's set is. Or I could just go Annie and check if she's okay.
Shimon!
This is awkward. So I've got two things to hit this thing super effectively on the team. Oh, I also have Greaves. So I've got three things to hit it super effectively. Greaves right now going in and getting the booster energy is quite nice, Because at this point, if we end up in a sack game, I'm cool with it. Let's get the booster energy. Let's do it. I can also rapid spin right here, which would be quite nice for later. So what's your team? Noivern's dead. The only other flying type you have is Enamorous. Hariyama might come in here. I think getting damage is probably the best call right now. Let's Earthquake. Yep, Shuka, okay. That's good for Hands, because Hands outspeeds and kills this thing now. Flamethrower. I don't know if this kills. Doesn't. No burn. Awesome. Okay. Do I just go for it again? Do I just go for it again? Do I try and predict and click the Heavy Slam? If he's going to switch out into anything right here, it's Hariyama, and getting damage on that thing is going to be massive. But at least I know this thing's an Assault Vest, so now I can calc to see how much my Jolteon does to it. Do we click the Earthquake again? Because he doesn't have a switch into it. I think that's the best play. Getting rid of the rocks right now is a last-ditch thing. This thing's down. Awesome. Gortwog goes down. Gortwog. That thing's gone. Buzzing. I outspeed his entire team, barring maybe Enamorous. If the Hariyama comes out, which it probably should, I have two options. I go hard out into a Lomomola, but then if it starts bulking up, I'm in trouble. Or I stay in and hit it, because he hasn't revealed his Terra yet. And I don't know if it's going to be Terra Palisand or Terra Hariyama. I should probably have a look at the doc to see what his team is at the moment. Because I know he made a change. He made a Terra change after week 1. What's going on? So on the doc, he's got his Terra. Where is Padelle? Padelle, your team is the Glasgow Gliscorers. Really sick logo, by the way. That's Enamorous. I'm gonna Heavy Slam it. I'm gonna Heavy Slam it. I have to. I have to Heavy Slam it because it's the. If this thing is Babiri, if it's Scarfed, it speed ties with me. We outspeed and we kill. Get out! That was a speed tie. That he wouldn't have brought that in if it wasn't Scarfed. Wouldn't have brought that in if it wasn't Scarfed. Iron Tread's going crazy right here. Iron Tread's the monster. Now I've got Ice Spinner. Do I just want to Earthquake this thing? Because super effective Ice Spinner is only 10 base power stronger than an Earthquake, basically. So this thing's going to reveal its Terror right here. I'm going to Earthquake. If it's Terror flying, so be it. I have to do damage. Cool. Chip on this thing is... That's a healing move, isn't it? Yeah, that's a healing move. I can hit you harder than that, bro. Let's go with the Ice Spinner. I can hit you slightly harder than that, bro. It's Yache. Okay, that's really good to get rid of. Really good to get rid of. This thing wants to kill me now. Iron Treads, you have done God's work right here. Absolute God's work. I respect the hell out of this Mon right now. I think I go out into Annie, and I Terra Fairy, and I click Shadow Ball. For my other option, I see how much my Hands does to this thing. So let's do that. Let's have a look at Hands. Iron Hands. Things and Toes. I don't know why I changed it to Haymaker. Versus Palos Sand. Defensive. Ice Punch. Wow. Why does that do so little? Wow, that does like nothing. So I have to go Annie. Really, my only option is to go out into Annie.
Shamon!
Terra, and we Shadow Ball. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go. We're Terra Fairy. Terra Fairy in this mother. Guys, Terra Ice, I'd probably be a lot more worried here. But they are their own Terra. Probably, maybe... What Terra are you? Terra Fairy! The battle of the fairy bitches. That doesn't 2-hit KO. That doesn't 2-hit KO. Okay, now we're in a pickle. My Greaves is down. I know this thing has Earth Power and Shore Up. I can probably set up over it. But then he just goes hard out into... Thunder Wave it, you know. Yeah, that doesn't... Unless it was a low roll, I don't kill this thing with 2. It's Terra Fairy though, so I can just start smacking it with Drain Punch. No, why would a Drain Punch a Fairy type? Duh! Tough one. Very tough one. Do I sacrifice Amorous? This is difficult. This is a very difficult one. Because Terra Fairy from here goes ham and starts to wreck everything. I think... I'm gonna go out to Yuxi. Go out to Yuxi. Annie's not okay. She's not okay, Annie. It's good though. Now that we don't have a ground type, we can start spamming Volt Switch. Come and take a look, see. Shore Up, okay. Now we Thunder Wave, and we start setting up all of our own. We reveal whether this thing has anything to really mess with me. This thing's the biggest problem on my opponent's team right now. So he's got Hariyama, Palisand, and Arcanine Hisui. I need to Thunder Wave something. Yep, there we go. Probably gonna hit me with a Shadow Ball here. Terra Fairy, okay. See how much it does. Curious, because I am Spadelle. Shouldn't do much. Yeah, it doesn't do much at all. Yeah, it does absolutely F all. Game's tough. I think I want a Thunderbolt here. Damage. Terrible. You're just trying to weaken me, aren't you? You're trying to weaken me for? Do you think you can win with your Hariyama? Is that what you're saying? I think I want to Thunder Wave again. I'm trying to catch that switch in. Actually, no. No. We got Nasty Plot. Cool. Alright, we set up on this mother flipper. Now we can start smacking you with some draining kisses. Chunk me down to half. Leftovers putting in God's work right now. Oh my god, let me kiss you. I'm gonna kiss you. Kiss the sandcastle. Come here, baby. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Oh, 62. I could just set up another one, you know. Ha! I'm healing more than it's damaging me with. This Yuxi has really shown its worth so far in this game. Do I Draining Kiss again, or do I Thunderbolt trying to catch the Arcanine? Because if the Arcanine comes in here... Wait, if Arcanine comes in, I just need to play this safe. I just need to play this safe and Draining Kiss constantly. He's looking like he's willing to let this thing go down. Like, I'm healing more than it's hurting me. Oh, we got the Power Hacks. That's unfortunate. I think right now we go for the Thunderbolt kill because it's going to do roughly double. Let's try it. This kills it. Amazing. If it doesn't, I Nasty Plot again. Oh, it lives on 1 and gets a Terra Blast off. Ah, I should have Draining Kissed again. Okay. Damn, I really thought that would do it. Oh well. Yuxi putting in God's work right here. Right, Draining Kiss. Let's go. I'll be honest, Iron Treads, I was going back and forth until the moment I genned my Mons. I was going back and forth until the very moment I was about to start playing this game on whether Booster Energy was the right call. It paid off so well there. So well. Because that Enamorus was a problem. My opponent obviously went into it just to try and, like, get something going with, like, a Scarf Earth Power or something. And that was a problem. But I am so glad I decided to stick with the Booster Energy because Iron Treads really put in the Lord's work right there. Right, Mooring House. I'm curious. Does Yuxi take a Banded Arcanine? My Yuxi does come and take a look-see. Take it. 75 to 89. And I don't KO with a +2 Thunderbolt from here. So I think my best play, just because it's probably going to head smash, I think we just sacrificed the Haymaker. We let the Haymaker go down. If it does decide to Flare Blitz, cool. I need Yuxi around as a way to check that Harry Armor and ensure the win at the end of the game. So, Haymaker, you've done your job. Take this Head Smash. Oh, it lived. Right, Drain Punch. Oh, no. Oh, I am so sorry. Oh, that's not good. I don't think it changed the outcome of the game. I don't think it changed the outcome of the game. I was happy to let Haymaker go down there. But that still sucks balls, and I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, my dude. And then sent Alessia. I think I just keep Thunder Punching here. We got the hands on the hands. Let's just Thunder Punch the ever-loving shit out of this thing. It's probably going to be faster than me. I'm you. Ah, punch me. Okay. Haymaker goes down. This thing now has a -1/-1. And I'm going to try with Annie. We're going to try and Shimon all over this mother flipper. Okay. Terra Blast. And Specs Terra Blast is don't be Roselli Berry. Yes! Get in! That right there is the game. Good game, Padelle. Thank you very much for this one. This was really back and forth. Literally, like, that was such a good game. You had me in the early parts. Absolutely had me in the early parts. Really good game. But yeah, that's going to set us off 1-0 with a 3-0 victory in our first week. I needed that. Oh my god, I needed that. This week has been very tough. Yeah, I've just been really looking forward to this game. What a fantastic game to start off with. I've thoroughly enjoyed that. My opponent's Padelle, he brought all of his threats. It was really difficult. I just had to hyper-focus on trying to deal with them. But yes, all of my opponents' links will be down in my description. And on screen right now, I will leave a link to one of their videos. So go ahead and check out their channel. They are very up-and-coming, very cool, very good content creator from the games I've seen. Very cool commentary. Awesome. Make sure you check them out. And we will be back next week for our Week 2 game. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Wanty Bennett. You've been beautiful. And that's it. Goodbye.